Okay. I gotta figure out a way to do this outside because it is so beautiful out. Might have to start having classes in someone's backyard. This is so nice. Anyway, okay. Happy Sunday morning. It's nice to have everybody together. And I asked for requests and no one had any. So we are just gonna do a full body practice to feel really good and grounded and centered. So let's start by laying down on your backs and be comfortable and supported. So I've been having some tightness in my neck, so having a blanket underneath my head and neck is helpful. If anybody has any issues with their low back, having the knees bent is helpful. With the feet on the floor, you can let the knees touch or you can just keep the knees neutral. And you can have your hands by your sides or on your belly, wherever feels good and comfortable for you. I'm just going to take a few moments to settle down and settle into your practice. So you've created this space in your home on your mat where you can come to practice. And then after our practice, we'll hopefully be able to take what we have experienced on the mat with us off the mat. That's the true benefit of yoga, is to be able to take with you what we experience on the mat today. So thinking about staying centered and grounded and present and able to breathe with ease. So breathing in through the nose, breathing out of the mouth, and thinking about maybe even deepening the exhale. So the exhale being a little bit longer than the inhale. It helps the nervous system tell the body to relax. So we'll soften the muscles around the face, relaxing the space between the eyebrows and relaxing the jaw. And then from here, let's hug the knees into the chest and have the first hug in really deep. So you draw the knees way in so that your low back lifts up off the floor, and then let it lower back down. And you'll feel a nice stretch in the low back. Lots of space for the spine to extend. And then you can rock left to right with the knees. You can make circles with the knees in one direction and then the other, just kind of massaging the back on the floor. And then just lifting the feet gently, holding on to the backs of both knees. We're just going to point and flex the feet and make some circles with the ankles. Getting some nice movement in the ankle joint. And then start to lift the legs a little bit higher, but soft knees, soft ankles. Just let the legs hang out. And then we'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead. So the tops of the hands are reaching for the floor behind you. Shoulders are open and relaxed. Breathe deeply here, opening up through the chest. Take a nice full deep breath in. Maybe the legs go a little bit straighter. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. You have the option to lift your forehead to your knees if that feels okay on the neck. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, so matching movement with your breath really helps to connect the mind to your practice. Exhale, let it out. And then one more time, moving along with the breath, inhaling to open, and then exhale, empty, hug the knees in. We're going to take the left foot down on the floor. The knee is bent. The right foot is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Start by pressing your right thigh into your hands so the shoulders draw down away from the ears. So the back is lengthened and supported. We're trying to get a little bit into the right hamstring. So you can flex the foot to go a little bit deeper. You'll feel the stretch all along the back of the leg. We can let the left leg go straight along the floor if you'd like. And then just breathe, allowing the muscles to release tension and tightness. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can lift your head and upper back off the floor. Maybe you slide the hands a little higher up the leg. Maybe you even reach your foot. It's up to you. Try to lengthen your heel away from your hip. If you want to just bring a little more action into the pose, you can lift your left leg off the floor, let it hover, and flex your left foot so that the left heel is reaching away from the left hip. So pause here, draw the belly in and down, nice and deep in that right hamstring. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, release, let the head come down. We'll hug the right knee into the chest. Bending the left knee, we'll put the left foot on the floor, we'll come into a figure four. So the right ankle's crossing over the left leg above the knee. A gentle rock left to right here. You can even take your hands onto your rib cage so the upper body is not moving. It's from the mid-spine down. Just let the legs sway left to right, starting to get a little bit into the low back. Good, then we'll come back to center, reaching for the back of your left thigh, and just draw the left knee into your chest. You can sway the whole shape of the legs left to right. We'll pause a little bit over to the left and draw the left knee in towards your left shoulder. And then close your eyes and just breathe here. So relaxing the upper body, the neck and shoulders, the belly rising and falling as you breathe. Letting the tension melt away from the hip joint, which will help to release any tightness in the low back. Just take another nice full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we'll let the left foot come down to the floor. Separate the feet, so the feet are going to come down to the floor. Both feet are down, knees are bent, feet are mat width apart. Arms are going to reach away from each other. Take a nice full breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to let both legs drop over to the left. And then just pause here. So you're lengthening your right knee away from the right hip. So really pushing that knee diagonally forward, like it's skimming along the floor. Try to keep the right shoulder down and feel your right hip moving away from the right shoulder, opening up the whole right side of the body and the low back. Staying open through the chest and collarbones. A little arch in the low back here just to create some space. On your next inhale, we'll bring the legs back to center, and we'll exhale, let the legs fall over to the right. Taking the left knee, drawing it away from the left hip, feeling a nice stretch along the quads, the top of the leg. the hip flexor, and then feel your right hip moving away from your right shoulder, opening up the rib cage your left hip, left shoulder, opening up the left side of the rib cage. Breathing deeply into the belly and opening up the back. We'll take one more full breath in and an even deeper exhale. And then we'll bring the legs back to center. We'll hug the knees into the chest, pull the knees in so the low back extends. You get a nice length in the low back when the back comes back down. 3 breaths. Inhale, arms reach, legs lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. See if you can feel a difference in the left leg and the right leg and the hamstring when you lift. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. Here we're going to take the right foot down to the floor. Left leg reaches up towards the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Press your thigh into your hands. Shoulders relax down, away from the ears. And ease into the hamstring. So maybe you just need a relaxed foot and a soft knee. Or you can go a little deeper by straightening the left leg, flexing the left foot. The right leg can extend along the floor if you'd like. So just pause here. Feel your left heel far away from your left hip. Creating some length in the back of the left leg. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can lift the head and upper back off the floor, draw the belly down. Maybe take your hands a little higher up the leg for the calf, ankle, or foot. Let the shoulders relax down away from the ears. And then if you'd like to flex your right foot and let it hover off the floor, you can, reaching your heel away from your hip, and then just being able to breathe here. That nice, steady breath. Staying connected to your practice. Take one more nice, full, deep breath in, and then as you exhale, release. Hug the left knee into the chest. We'll bend the right knee so the right foot is on the floor, and then figure 4. Left ankle crosses over the right leg. Let's take the hands on the rib cage, keeping the body from your hands up, nice and stable, and then just a gentle sway left to right here. So just starting to get some movement into the spine, creating space, creating movement with the spinal fluid. Relaxing through the hips. And then we'll bring the legs back to center. Reaching for the back of your right thigh. If you can, we'll draw the right knee in towards your right shoulder. So a little sway left to right, and then pausing over to the right. You can flex your left foot and draw the right knee in. And then just close your eyes and breathe. So we put our body in this shape. And then try to relax. So the upper body doesn't need to be doing anything. Just breathe and feel the breath filling up the lungs when you breathe in. And then letting go of tightness and tension in that left hip when you breathe out. Notice after a few breaths, pose feels a little softer. breath feels a little easier. Maybe the mind is a little more quiet. We'll take one more full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we'll release the right foot down to the floor. We'll take the left foot down. This time, feet are going to be together, knees are together, arms reach away from each other, legs will just drop over to the right. So just feel the difference in the twist, opening up the spine. If you'd like to take your right ankle and place it on the outside of the left leg to deepen the stretch, you can. If that feels like too much, you can just put the right foot back down where it was. Maybe you take your left hand and just guide your right hand guide your left leg down. Just think about releasing the low back and opening the low back, creating lots of space. Take a nice deep full breath in, and then as you exhale, bring the legs back to center, and then bring them over to the left. Both legs reaching over to the left. Feet are together, but now you're on the outside of your left foot, inside of your right foot. If you want to go a little deeper, left ankle can rest on the outside of your right leg, drawing the leg down a little deeper. You don't have to do that. Try to keep both shoulders down, chest open, and then the body relaxed. Take a full deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, if your foot is on top of the thigh, release that first, and then bring both legs back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. We'll rock left to right a little bit, and then we'll make our way up to sit. So you can either roll to one side and press yourself up, or you can rock front to back and bring yourself up to sit. And then once you come to sit, we're just going to sit cross-legged for a moment. And if that's super uncomfortable, sitting up higher helps. So you can put a blanket under your seat, or even a pillow or a couch cushion. That gives you a little extra support if you need it. So just sitting cross-legged, maybe rock left to right a little bit so that your sits bone, your seat lifts, and then it comes down a little bit more grounded on the bones. Try to have a nice tall spine, crown of the head over your center, shoulders over the hips. Let's inhale, take the arms up overhead, full breath in, and exhale, arms come down. Inhale again, arms reach out and up, and exhale, arms come out and down. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms come up. This time when you come down, we're going to take the right hand down to the floor. Left hand is going to reach. Pause here. Both shoulders pull away from the ears. You'll notice your top arm bends and goes soft. If you straighten, it creates tension in the neck and shoulder. So soften. Pull that left shoulder down. And just side lean. You're pushing your left hip down. This is help conditioning the lungs to open up the rib cage. Inhale, let's come back up to center. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand comes down. Right hand is going to reach. Draw that right shoulder down. The right hip down. Relaxing through the left shoulder. Breathing deeply into the lungs. This is really good for lung capacity. It really helps to condition the lungs and allow the rib cage to open. And then inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, hands to the heart center. A gentle twist. Inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, the left hand is going to come now behind you. Right hand reaches for the opposite knee. Relax the shoulders. And we're going to act like you're kind of wringing out your spine here. So start from the belly. Draw the belly in. Start to turn to the left. Rib cage turns, chest turns. You can turn your head last over that left shoulder. Relax both shoulders down. Crown of the head stays nice and tall. And then from here, you're going to come back to center. Keep the right hand where it is and just take the left and bring it around, reaching for the opposite knee. So now you have your left arm on top of the right, holding on to both knees. Just pull back a little bit. So you're tucking the chin, you're pulling back with the belly, both shoulders are down. Opening up through the shoulders. And then inhale, come on back up, lift the hands off of the legs, come to about shoulder height, and then just start to bend the elbows so the backs of the hands come together, maybe the palms touch. We're gonna inhale, lift the fingertips, and exhale, pull the shoulders in your elbows in towards your belly, round the back. Inhale, 2 more times like that. Lift the fingertips, really pull the shoulders down and you're creating space between the shoulder blades. Exhale, elbows draw in. And then 1 more time like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, elbows draw in. And then we'll come back to center, undo the arms, undo the legs, have both feet in front, hands are behind you, and a gentle shift of the legs left to right. Good. And then we're going to come back to cross-legged, but this time switch your ankles. So if you had your left in front, just switch so your non-habitual foot is in the front. And if you can't remember, you'll feel the difference because this is kind of awkward and not the most comfortable. But it's good to create some balance in the body. We get into patterns sometimes. We always do things on one side, so it just helps change it up. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, the right hand comes behind you, left hand reaches across for the opposite knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, start to twist the belly, rib cage, opening up through the chest, both shoulders relax down, and then you can even turn your head over your right shoulder. So we're kind of wringing out the insides here. We're increasing the blood flow to the internal organs. This is really good for digestion. We're lengthening the spine, getting nice movement into the spine, and helping with the flow of the spinal fluid. And then we'll untwist, keeping your left hand where it is. Come back to center, swing the right arm around, reaching for the opposite knee, and then pull back. So the belly draws in, shoulders drop, head drops, releasing the neck and back. Being able to breathe with ease. And then we'll come on back up with a nice extended spine. Arms lift to about shoulder height. And then just bend the elbows so the backs of the hands, like a magnet, are just drawn towards each other. They don't have to touch. And if you want to go deeper, the palms of the hands can touch. Inhale. Pinkies are pressing away from you. Fingertips are lifting up. Shoulders are down. Elbows are forward. That's your breath in. And then exhale, elbows draw in towards the belly, round the back. Good. Inhale, lift the fingertips. Exhale, elbows draw in. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift the fingertips. fingertips, pull the shoulders down, and exhale, elbows hug in. We'll come back to center, undo the arms, undo the legs. This time you can just let the legs go straight. You can shake the feet, you can rock the legs left to right, you can bump the backs of the legs against the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to transition to hands and knees. So feel free to put a blanket under your knees for a little extra support. So the shoulders are over the wrists. Maybe the wrists are a little bit more in front. Knees are over under your hips. Knees are under your hips. Crown of the head is forward, tailbone is back. We'll take 3 breaths together here. Inhale, scroll the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, tops of the feet relax down. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. Adding the feet if you want to. I'm having some shin splints, so I'm going to keep my feet the way they are. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, tuck and round. Coming to neutral spine here. Crown of the head forward, tailbone back. Right leg is going to reach back, heel lifted, hip height, left hand reaches forward towards the front of the room. 3 deep breaths here. So inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, pull the belly in and up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, belly draws in and up. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, belly draws in. Left hand comes down to the floor. Right toes find the floor behind you. We're going to pivot your left foot off of the mat to the left. Roll to the arch of your right foot. And we'll take the right hand up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to take the right hand and reach it overhead towards the front of the room. So your upper arm is by your ear. Fingertips are reaching away. Gently roll the right shoulder back. You can lift the right leg if you'd like. You can take your left ankle, cross it over the right, and breathe deeply. So just building a little bit of strength here in the upper body, the shoulder, the arm. Keeping the belly in. The left knee does not need to be lifted. It can be down. Just finding some strength and connection to your breath here. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bring the right hand down. Both knees come down. Big toes touch as your hips sink towards your heels. Let's let both hands, tops of the hands, rest by your feet. Drop the head, drop the arms and shoulders, and breathe. You can move the wrists around a little bit. Just take a few moments here to check in. Notice what you're feeling, notice how you're feeling. And remembering that throwing in a pose that might be challenging is practice for you to not just try a pose or not try a pose, but to accept where you are in your practice. Not getting frustrated if you're not where you wish you were or where you think you should be, but finding the pose that works for you and then just be in the pose without any expectation of where you're supposed to be. So let's take one more breath here in child's pose. And then as you exhale, let's come back up onto hands and knees. We'll take 3 breaths. Inhaling, dropping the belly to lift the chin. Exhale, tucking round. Just being really mindful of the spine and how it feels. Inhale, drop the belly, lift. Exhale, tucking round. If you have any tightness in your low back, take it easy on the inhale. So when you inhale and drop the belly, you don't have to go too far down. And then as you exhale, really round the back and release the neck. Coming back to center, we're going to take the left foot, send it straight back and lift it. Toes are pointed down, foot is flexed, right hand reaches towards the front of the room. Belly is in and shoulders are relaxed. 3 deep breaths. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, pull the belly in. Good. Inhale, let the belly fill up. And then exhale, pull the belly in, using the muscles in the core to push the breath out. One more breath in here. Exhale. Good. We're going to take the right hand down. Left toes find the floor behind you. We'll pivot the right foot to the right, rolling to the arch of your left foot. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So pausing here, we're going to take the upper arm and reach it. So we're really thinking about opening up the rib cage, but still relaxing the shoulder. If you want to lift your left leg off the floor, you can. You don't have to. And if you want to lift the right leg off the floor, you can. Crossing the right ankle in front of the left. And then just breathe. Shoulders are stacked. Hips are lifted. And then thinking about that breath. When you breathe in, you kind of fill up the belly. And when you exhale, use the muscles around the belly to push the breath out. Help strengthen the core. Take one more deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's gently take that hand down. We'll find child's pose. You can keep the arms extended way out if you'd like, or let them rest by your feet. Lengthen through the spine. Check in. Rock left to right. Keeping the mind present. And if it's having trouble with that and wandering, just bring it right back. Thoughts come and go, that's okay. But just try to bring the awareness back to your practice, to your body and your breath. Okay, we're going to come to forearms. So you're in a table pose, but your forearms are on the floor. So your knees are on the floor, hips are up. Elbows on the floor, forearms are parallel. Hands can either be flat down on the floor or each pad of the finger can touch the opposite. Helps keep you focused but not gripping. So nice and light. We're going to take the right foot back, toes down. Left foot back, toes down. If you need to drop the knees, that's okay. Try to create space in between the collarbones and in between the shoulders. The belly is strong, head is neutral, so the face is parallel to the floor. And just thinking about building strength in the core, through the belly, but also through the muscles that support your spine. So just being able to breathe here Maybe you're looking at your fingertips. Maybe you're tapping each one towards each other. You can tap your pinkies, then your ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. And just go back down, going the opposite way, tapping the fingers. That nice, steady, full breath. Coming down anytime you need to, then maybe coming back up. Building heat from the inside out. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, drop the knees, walk the hands back, child's pose. Stretch through the belly. If you'd like to get a little stretch in the neck and through the throat and the front of the body, you can come into board child, which is elbows on the floor, hands underneath your chin. So just opening up through the throat, relaxing the neck. And then letting go with the hands, coming up onto the shins for a moment. Stretching out the tops of the feet. I'm doing this more for me than for you, sorry. I'm having some shin pain, shin splints. I've been walking up and down my hill and my street, and it's doing a number on my shins. So just bear with me here for a moment. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the hands to the floor, curl the toes under, lift the knees, walk the hands back to your feet. You can rock forward and back, lifting through the toes, and then forward, lifting through the heels, soft knees, and then we'll walk the hands up the legs, slowly and gently, taking your time to come up to stand. So I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit so you can see my head. Okay, that should be good. 3 breaths. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And exhale, arms come out and down. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And exhale, down. One more time like that. Inhale, out and up. And exhale, down. Okay, from here, we're gonna have hands at the heart center. As you inhale, you're gonna lift your heels, come up onto tippy toes, and lift the hands. We're pausing here, finding balance, building some strength in the feet and calves. Balancing on just the toes here, tippy toes, shoulders are relaxed. And then from here, hands come to the heart center. Let your breath out as you sink down to chair pose. Pause here in chair. Yeah, you can feel a little bit of a stretch through the ankles and calf. Chest is lifted, thighs are strong. Let's inhale, come back up, straight legs, arms reach up, tippy toes. Pausing here, relax the shoulders. Wobbling is fine. You don't have to come up too high on the toes if it's too hard. Just lifting the heels. And then as you let your breath out, hands come to the heart center, chair pose. When you're in chair, lean back onto your heels a little bit. See if you can lift your toes. So the ball mounds of the toes are still down, but you're just lifting the toes off the floor a little bit. And then we'll do this one more time. Inhale, straight legs, arms reach up, tippy toes. Find your balance, okay, to wobble. Wobbling is just different muscles kicking in to try to find support and balance in the body. So you're working a lot of different muscles in the feet and legs here. Maybe muscles that you're not used to using. Maybe that's why we're wobbling so much. And then on your next exhale, hands come to the heart. Bend the knees, heels drop down. Chair pose. Lean back on the heels a little, peel the toes up. Able to breathe with ease. Let's straighten the legs and come up. Let go of the arms. Okay, from here, we're gonna come into a high lunge. So your right foot is forward. Your left foot is gonna be back. Your feet are hip width apart. Right knee is over the right ankle. Left leg is straight, nice and strong. Feet are hip width apart. Hands at your heart center. We're gonna lift the hands, reach the arms up. Shoulders relax. Moving a little bit with the breath. This is not a big movement. As you inhale, bend your left knee. And then as you exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten. Your right leg is not even moving. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten. We're gonna hinge forward a little bit. Reach the hands forward as if you're trying to give someone the beach ball. Then you're gonna inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, lower it. Inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, lower. Different muscles. Inhale, lift the right heel. Exhale, lower. Come on up to stand. We're gonna pivot your left foot in and down, so you're in a warrior two stance. So now your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. We're gonna straighten the right leg. Reach the hands away from each other. We have a nice wide stance here. The right hand is just gonna drop down towards your right leg. So maybe at the knee, at the ankle, and we're just gonna lift the left arm up to the ceiling. So this is triangle pose. If you don't want to go down too far, you don't have to. Hand can go anywhere on the leg, but the hand is just hanging out. It's not pressing and leaning down. It's just there. You're just opening up the arms. Again, getting a nice stretch to the rib cage and the lungs and the back. You're building a lot of strength in the muscles in your back and core here. So this is not too deep. It's just using the muscles to hold your body in this pose. And then when you're ready, come on back up, nice and strong. Hands at the hips. Pivot the right foot in, so now your feet are parallel facing forward. And then heel toe your feet in. Good, okay. Left foot forward, right foot back. Actually, I'm gonna go this way. Left foot forward, right foot back. You're in your lunge pose. High lunge. Hips are square facing forward. Feet are hip width apart. Left knee is over your left ankle. Right leg is straight. Hands at the heart center to start. Then we'll lift the arms. Strong legs. Inhale, a tiny soft bend in that right knee. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, little bend in the right knee. Exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale, little bend. Exhale, straighten. Good. Reaching forward. So now you feel some more weight in the left leg. Working the muscle around your left hip joint and your left knee, shoulders relaxed. Lift your left heel as you inhale. Exhale, slowly lower it down. Feel those muscles. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, slowly lower. One more time. Inhale, lift that left heel. Exhale, lower. Start to straighten your left leg. Pivot the right foot down. So now your heels are lined up. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. I'm going to have to show you from the back what triangle looks like here. So you're just going to take your left hand, start to hinge down. If this hurts the back at all, don't go. Just go a tiny bit. The left hand is down, right hand is lifted. Feel a nice stretch all along the right side of the body. The low back, tuck the belly in. We're strengthening the muscles around the core and the back, as well as opening up through the rib cage, conditioning the lungs. Beautiful. Take one more full breath in, and then as you exhale, hands come back, parallel the feet, and then just heel toe the feet together and shake out the legs. Okay, we're going to come to stand at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Nice full breath in. Exhale, soft knees as you dive down. Hands come down to the floor. We'll take the right foot all the way back to the back of your mat. Left foot all the way back to the back of your mat. You're in a plank pose. Pausing for a moment. We'll drop the knees. Pivot the feet to the right. Walk your hands back. Let your left hip come down. We'll swing the legs around to the front. And then gently roll down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Release the low back. We worked a lot of different muscles today that you might not have used in that way before. So just feel what you feel. Hopefully you feel a little stronger, a little more connected. Let's bring the feet down to the floor. Feet are parallel, knees are bent. Hands come down by your sides, palms down. We'll take a few moving breaths together. As you inhale, arms reach up and back. Hips lift. Feel the nice stretch through the tops of the thighs. And exhale, arms come down, hips come down. Inhale, arms reach up and back, hips lift. Exhale, arms come down, hips come down. Let's take 3 more, just like that. Inhale, arms reach up and back, hips lift. Exhale, down. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift, float up. Exhale, just drift down. Last one, inhale to lift, and exhale, float down. We're gonna hug the knees into the chest, but wide. Let your low back lift, and then let it lower. We'll come into happy baby here. So your feet can lift, you can hold on backs of the thighs, ankles, or feet. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. You can sway left to right. We're going to get a little bit deeper into the hips if you'd like. So let's release the left foot down to the floor, knee bent. Right elbow bend so that your right knee gets a little bit deeper here in your happy baby. We'll add the hip flexor of your left leg by letting your left leg go straight along the floor. So you can stay right here. Everybody's hips are different. I want you to find your depth, what's good for you. You can stay here. Maybe you pass your right foot into your left hand and you hold your right hand with your right knee and you kind of cradle your leg to the left and then back to center. So just see how that feels. Maybe you want to go deeper, just a suggestion. Maybe you take your right foot, put it in the crook of your left elbow, right knee in the crook of your right elbow, interlace your hands. Again, cradling left to right. So whatever version of this hip opener that works for you, this is a reclined pigeon. Holding onto the foot is more of a reclined lizard. Both deep hip openers. Whichever is good for you. The back is supported and grounded. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let that right leg go straight along the floor. Arms reach up and back. Pause for a breath or two. And then slowly bend both knees one at a time with one foot on the floor, then the other. And then gently hug the knees into the chest. Knees go wide. Happy baby, or your version of. Wherever you're holding on is fine. Just try to have the foot flexed and the sole of the foot looking at the ceiling. Tilt the tailbone down, relax the shoulders. Going a little deeper, releasing the right foot down to the floor. Start off with the foot on the floor with the knee bent. Maybe you go a little deeper in your left elbow so that you can bring the left knee down a little bit more. Adding the hip flexor on the right leg can go straight along the floor. Staying here or passing your left foot to the right hand or left foot into the right elbow, left knee into the left elbow, a gentle rocking left to right with the hips. This is a reclined pigeon. But safe on the knee because the body weight is not pressing down on this knee here. Your back is lengthened and supported and the hips are open. I prefer this pose on the back. Or you can come into the lizard pose, reclined lizard, just holding on to the foot. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, left foot releases. Straight along the floor, arms reach up overhead. Feel free to shake the legs left to right. And you can bump the backs of the legs against the floor. And then you can either just bring the arms down by your sides and come right into Shavasana. Or if you need any other support, to find Shavasana to be more comfortable, feel free. So you can bend the knees, you can place a bolster or a pillow underneath the legs. And then once you're here, try to completely let go. Feel the back of the body touching the mat, touching the floor, and feeling supported and grounded. And then just feel a lightness in the front of the body. The lungs fill up with ease when you breathe in. The breath just empties and lets go when you breathe out. Soft, relaxed muscles in the face, shoulders, arms, relaxed torso, and relaxed legs and feet. And circling back to what we mentioned at the beginning of the practice, what aspects of the practice, what parts of the experience can you take with you off the mat today? Being accepting of where you are in your practice, where your body is. Being grateful for your body being able to move in the way that it does. Hopefully feeling more relaxed and peaceful. Maybe even a little more joyful. And then whenever you're ready, you can begin to bring just little small movements back into the body. Our fingers, the toes, the wrists, the ankles. And then taking your time to slowly transition the body out of Shavasana, moving gently and carefully to come up to a seated position. With the eyes closed, we'll take the right hand over the heart, the left hand over the right. And remember that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, but we're here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday.